Yo, Dose. You are now tuned into the Milk and Honey Podcast.
All the money in the world couldn't even amount to a teaspoon of honey when it melt in your mouth.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Milk and Honey Podcast. What was that? Do it again. Do it again, girl.
We can do better.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we are so excited today, y'all, because we have some of our Spellhouse fam here. We have Austin and Justin from the Property Bros. Y'all make some noise at home for them. So, do you all want to, of course we know who they are, but it wouldn't be no fun if we didn't let them introduce themselves. So, tell them, of course, where y'all from, what you do, all of that good stuff.
For sure. How y'all doing? I'm Jay Lee, also known as Justin Lee Sr. I'm from New Orleans. Originally moved to Atlanta in 2014 to attend Morehouse. Lived there before that for Katrina for a little bit and was like, all right, I want to go to the AUC. I seen Drumline when it was being shot. I'm like, that's lit. And I was a drum head, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But graduated with marketing and sales, entered corporate America as a project manager. Been there for 4.5 years, senior project manager now. Construction, real estate, development, anything real estate, from Airbnb to Section 8 to new construction to restaurants, clubs, full service real estate investment firm. Now the youngest broker in the state of Georgia, as well as general contractor.
We love to see it. Austin, your turn.
So what's up, guys? My name is Austin Fleury, the big brother to the guy that you see here. A lot of people don't know that. They just think that we best friends for some reason, but
Y'all look alike. Look at your faces.
this is my blood brother. Like, I actually prayed for this young man. That's crazy. I know a lot of people don't be liking these siblings sometimes, but
I love each other.
I love my dude. You know what I'm saying? So of course I'm from New Orleans as well. I got a different background, different story, but it all aligns the same. Real estate tycoon. I recently became a real estate agent. You know what I'm saying? So we working, man. We working. You know, just buying, selling, doing everything, building. We here.
So we come to y'all when we're looking for a house.
Whatever you need.
Okay,
Whatever.
that's cool.
Everything.
And if y'all didn't know, you guys are licensed in Georgia. Yours, well, I think Louisiana. Okay. Florida. So a lot of times too, when you get your license in Georgia, they have reciprocity in some states in the South. So make sure it doesn't matter if you're in like any other state. Make sure you hit them up because they can find someone to help you.
We will go grab a license in there. I'm about to get DC.
DC?
Or Maryland.
Maryland is a good
I got
one as
people
well
out
too.
there.
So the Maryland market, and we'll get to markets as well too, you guys, because I know everybody always wants to learn where can I be investing. But today's episode is all about entrepreneurship. We're talking about how to be a serial entrepreneur, as well as what does it look like in actuality, because I feel like Instagram is so fake. I literally said this week, Instagram is fake, okay? But you gotta meet people in real life and see what they actually have going on to really see what it is you need to do to get there, okay? So first we're gonna talk about buzz on the streets. Y'all, did you watch the Oscars?
I did watch the Oscars.
Did y'all watch the Oscars?
I didn't watch it, but
See?
I got the instant reaction.
Let me tell y'all.
Y'all did.
Someone said they were like the Oscars, if they ever wondered how to get black folk to watch the Oscars, this was the year.
Well,
to
I
have
only watched
this.
it because Beyonce performed
I
at the
know.
beginning.
They had so many good
Yeah, but I only watched it. That's all I wanted to watch.
And she looks fabulous.
And she looks great. My
She's
gosh,
so
every
good.
single time.
You saw Blue in there?
Of course, baby blue. She
And
was
they
doing
had the two girls from
great.
the King Richard movie.
Yes, they were cute
Shooting out
girls.
at
They ain't
Compton.
twins, but they were
I'm so
there. They were
untouchable.
cute.
Oh, they're not twins. Okay,
Yeah,
they're sisters.
Beyonce did a
Alright.
whole performance at the beginning, and it was
Mhm.
like tennis based, like King Richard
That's lit.
based, because she had one of her songs in King Richard on the soundtrack. So she did a whole thing, and it was a live showing. You know Beyonce, she
She
only
always
one
does.
that-
To be
she's the only one
alive.
that gets to do that kind of shit. You know.
But it's like, have you noticed now on award shows and everything, they don't even shoot them like on the stage anymore. They shoot
no,
them.
right?
Okay. So
Because that was outside. She did it outside.
yeah, it looked like it was in
Got
Compton.
it right.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So what did you all think about the moment everybody is talking when Will Smith, the slap heard around the world?
Alright, So initially,
You got an opinion on it.
I thought it was
right.
staged. I thought it was a stage situation, but like after like hearing the audio, like the actual audio that came out from whatever country, whatever, the real audio, and then Chris Rock's real reaction,
Yeah.
like he was really flustered.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
You could tell he was like, whoa, like damn. So he kept it calm and he was like, I'm gonna get my bag. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Let me keep it professional.
He was gonna get his bag regardless, though,
Yeah,
if
but
he reacted or didn't.
true, but
Like,
it's a different reaction. It's a level of, I guess.
See, that's what people have their opinions on. It's like, oh, he held himself very well and kept
Yeah,
it
he kept it
professional.
poised.
He had every right to
He did.
scrap with Will Smith on that shit
definitely
afterwards
did.
if he wanted to.
Not even afterwards, right in the
Right then and there,
Yeah.
like definitely, he had every right. So, but I mean, we can go to your opinion next since you're team Chris, it seems.
I ain't got no team. I'm team
No,
Lee.
you gotta be team Chris
I'm
and
team
team
Lee.
Will.
I don't gotta
I'm
choose.
still like,
Will.
I'm a little like conflicted
Mm-hmm.
because half of me feels like I feel Will on, don't disrespect my wife.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, where was his energy when August Alsina was up there? He didn't want that smoke with a New Orleans man. You feel what I'm saying? He did not want that smoke, so he chose his battles. I'm not big on like strategic realness. If you real, be
Be
real.
real.
You feel me? If you about that smoke, we about the smoke.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Smoke it out.
Like,
My man will air this
you
bitch
gotta
out.
be pretty much like.
Let him know.
I feel like if you're gonna be about it, be about it. Like with us, it ain't. I don't care who you are. You know what I'm saying? Corporate, street. If I feel the way I feel the way, and you gonna feel it immediately. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all know me to know that. You feel me? So it's like I can't really vouch for Will on that one. That was inappropriate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think
Look at
it was inappropriate and it was,
What's your take on it?
it was strategic. Like he wouldn't have did that to no
I'm not
August.
just like August,
wouldn't.
that little itty bitty little August. I mean, if he wanted to, he could handle it.
He's packing
But
something.
maybe,
Okay, he
just
may be
the
itty bitty.
fact
He's maybe
that-
packing something.
I just know, like maybe.
I did hear that on
I
Twitter.
guess-
He is from New Orleans, you hear me? So
He may
it's really
be
different.
packing something.
Silly
Continue.
little thing.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. If I had to say, like, I understand both point of views, but I am, like more towards Chris because, like, don't ever put your hands on me, no matter what I say. And so, so definitely, like, Chris had every right, and maybe should have actually, like, you just allowed a man to slap you, and you just gonna keep on going. Like, he just slapped you in front of your woman, probably sitting right there in front of everybody. In front of the world. There were 16 million people who tuned in. That's a 58%, it went up 58% in viewers
Come on,
since
data.
before Oscar. Like,
Black people are the consumer. Let me tell you something, okay?
well, not black people are the consumer usually in Oscar. It went up because Beyonce and of course they
But
rewatched
look at the
it to
Oscars
watch
next year.
Will and Chris.
Y'all watch the Oscars next year.
That
See
doesn't
what
mean
they
something's
cater.
gonna always happen.
No, but now
at the
they're
Oscars.
really gonna cater.
But I
So
wanna say
let
with
me ask y'all
Will,
another question. Do y'all think was it a real slap or was it a stage slap?
I think it's a real slap. The repercussions, everything behind it, it's not adding up to a joke.
So I have an opinion on it because I do feel as though because when you look at the clip, you see they show Jada's face and she rolls her eyes, right? And then
Right.
Will looks like he's
enjoying it,
you know.
like, yeah.
But I think they were saying, well, it was like a short play because he actually was laughing at the joke he said previously.
Mhm.
Now, with Jada, she's been very open about her battle with alopecia and what that is. And then, especially with them being very open on Red Table Talk, right?
Right.
Chris should have had a little bit more sensitivity to what
Right.
was going on. But at the same
He's also a
time,
comedian as
That's
well,
what
and
he
that's
is.
what they
Comedian.
always say.
Right.
Everything is up for grabs.
the thing about it that I personally feel,
Okay, but comedians also can't
But I mean, you can make
accept
the
what comes
joke
from
just
that.
what comes
Yeah,
with it. You
gotta
can make
accept
that
what comes
joke.
from that
Now,
joke.
Will did have every right to say, keep my wife's name out your, effing mouth.
I didn't
Yeah.
think so.
That was cool.
With
I think
him
if he said
going
that
up,
just fine, he would have been fine.
with him going up and slapping him, I really don't feel. I was like, this is a straw that broke the camel's back. That's all it was. Like this
Right.
man has been going through 4 years. People talking so much ish about their relationship, their
Mhm,
marriage,
mhm.
and all the stuff he had to deal with the August Alsina thing. It's just like, okay, I'm not gonna take this anymore. Like y'all not about to do this. And then you don't know maybe what she's going through at home. She could be crying. It's very traumatic.
Right, yeah.
So he's just
basically,
like,
yeah.
I need to protect her. And something, uncomfortable conversations with a black man, that the guy who does it, he pointed out in Will's autobiography, he always relates back to the first occurrence he never protected his mom.
Yeah.
And he was like, I never protected my mom from
He's
my
always felt like
dad.
a coward.
He always felt like a coward, and he always said, like, you know, I will never allow that to ever happen to a woman I love again. He was like, I would. So I think there are a lot of things that go into people's
deeper,
reactions.
yeah.
It's so much
You just
deeper.
never know what's going
You never
on.
know, because he
Right.
was crying like Samuel L. Jackson.
But Will can cry. That's the one thing Will can do. He can cry when he needs
Yeah,
to
he
cry.
can cry.
All
He
I
can
know
cry when he
is
needs to cry. He's got
I
awards.
always said I wanted the Phillies to do it. I always used to say it.
Oh
I
my
always used to say it.
gosh.
Well, do you think that he should have his Oscars like taken back?
No,
No.
he's still Will
That has
Smith.
nothing to do with
Like,
any
it
of it.
literally
His career
that
has
would
been his
never
career.
diminish or anything
That's my
that
favorite
has to
actor.
do with Will Smith. Like,
Fresh Prince taught me a lot.
So much. Have y'all watched Bel Air?
I watch it.
Did you guys watch the finale? You didn't watch the finale?
I haven't
You don't
watched
So I
it.
can't talk about it.
No, I didn't watch it.
Talk about it.
He don't feel
I'm not
like
one of them guys.
No, I
like,
can't. I don't want to ruin it for y'all, but
I got my shows and
the acting on the show is so good.
No, I
Some
think
people say it's mediocre.
No,
Like,
I actually think it's good. Is it
comedy.
Jabari, the guy who stars in it? I think he actually does a really good job. I like
I
him.
don't know. It's just like
It's
I
not
want to.
authentic,
I
though.
really want to like Bel Air, but because Fresh Prince just did such a great job,
it's a spin.
it's like no
Yeah.
one can really replace them at
Yeah.
all.
It's a more
It's a
reality spin,
Right.
but I also think that the Fresh Prince model was just too prestigious and they didn't like it.
Yeah.
So they gotta come back and
Yeah.
spin it and make it negative. We gotta
Mhm.
have Carlton snorting crack, Hillary on
Xanax.
Instagram,
So I thought it was
girl,
cocaine.
whatever it is.
No, it's
Snorting
Xanax,
crack.
he
It's
said.
cocaine.
I don't know nothing about drugs.
I haven't seen it yet.
I just know that it's all bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
I don't like that though. How it's a negative spin on it, but it is a taste of today's reality. But I think that they kind of like moved it around.
So Bel Air to me, the thing that I always notice about Bel Air, I just need to know who the damn stylist is because
they fresh.
Oh
baby,
yeah, Hillary.
Everybody
I said
fresh.
Hillary was wearing the
Oh,
new
no,
Balmain
yeah.
Barbie
It's all
collection.
power though.
I
It's
said,
all power.
Yeah, and then you got the mama.
I said,
point.
Y'all got
Power
money
be
on
something.
this set. The
That
set
is looking on point.
and y'all don't even be realizing Bel Air is actually very well funded because they
Yeah.
also
So
they
HBO Max.
they have a partnership with Lexus. So if you notice, they
Yeah,
have
I
like
was out Lexus.
strategic like Lexus
Brand
car.
partnerships.
I said y'all so smart. Will really got to that bad with that, so we're happy to see it. Okay, so the next topic is everyone's really trying to gear up for the summer. It's April, so it's about to start getting hot. You know, like come June, people are not even reachable anymore. I'm out of the office. So do you guys have any fitness goals that you're trying to get fine with?
Keep this ass fat.
Right!
And sitting on my back.
Bad.
I'm serious, but y'all can say y'all
Okay.
thing.
I can't lie. I did put on a dad bod, so I'm trying to. I gotta drop it. So
People like
this
that
month,
vibe.
they really do though. But I'm like, nah, it's too much.
You don't,
He
you
got
don't
that
like
Gucci
it?
belly in
Nah.
2006.
Oh my god.
I'm like 200 pounds right now.
There was a
You're a big
time.
boy.
Yeah.
There was a time, Justin, I saw you and you lost like a lot of weight. I think you were doing like heavy cardio at the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm about to
okay.
get back right. I don't want to lose
Really?
though. Like, I
Yeah,
don't want to drop.
What a bill.
I want to drop.
Oh.
Be good. You know what I mean?
What are your
For me,
goals?
I just want to get back in. You know,
Oh, he looked
what
good
they
the way
call
he
fighting
had.
true. You dig? So I'm at a comfortable weight right now, but I want to like tone up a little bit more. That's it.
Okay.
You know,
Like muscle.
get them abs. You know.
So you out for the
Okay,
summer.
so you wanna be
It's
outside.
definitely shirt off HD for the
Oh
summer.
yeah? What's special about this summer? Or is it just like every summer you wanna?
It's a
I
big
mean,
summer.
you know,
It's a big milestone birthday for both of
Oh
us.
my god.
You know, it's just
Yes.
it's just time, man.
It's
It's
my
just
quarter
time.
century.
Y'all
Yes.
y'all got any traveling plans or anything? Of course,
We
Tom.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Where you going next
Everywhere
weekend?
with it. We're actually going to New Orleans on the 10th to close on 2 properties.
Oh, wow. So y'all moved-
Some multifamily
y'all moved quick.
situations.
Oh, it's multifamily?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Y'all follow the Property Bros. You guys have a YouTube as well, right? And IG.
YouTube,
They'll show
IG,
you.
all that.
My fitness goals.
Oh yeah, so what's your fitness guy?
I am trying my best. So everybody knows I go to the gym. I go to Effect 5:30 every morning
Oh
a.m.
my
You be
gosh.
hitting the bricks.
Hit
You
them
on the
bricks.
bricks.
Yo, that
I do
effect
training.
fitness is
She does.
crazy.
I got Kiera to start
It's
coming.
crazy,
She does
y'all.
boot camp. So if y'all ever,
It's
it is crazy.
Yeah, it's
Training
actually one of
on-
my bros.
no,
shout
they're
out
legit
to
on
the
crack.
cute dog
Yes.
that
That fitness
One
is
Effect, man.
Yes,
He lit.
yes, he's awesome. Dooley is fabulous. He
Yeah.
really has a good thing going at Effect. I train with Shayon, so shout out to the green team, hardest team in the bunch. He also has like over 200 clients. I think he has one of the largest ones
Yeah,
there.
nice.
But training is different than boot camp, y'all. Boot camp is like straight cardio.
Right.
So normally what we do training, then we do boot camp. So we do doubles. Normally that's what we're supposed to
Because
do.
training, you got
Yeah.
your weight, like you do.
You do
So
weight.
how long you
Training,
do
I
that?
do
Training,
muscles.
yeah.
Probably like an
I do
hour.
an hour of training and then like I probably do like 30 minutes of boot camp. I haven't done doubles in like weeks though because
Oh, you
Yeah, 'cause
skating?
you used to double up.
yeah,
Stop skating.
I know I have
Now
to get
talking
back.
on it.
Something
Every
you
look,
like.
every morning she's
But-
showing her watch.
Yeah, I burn.
That's
So
lit.
the thing is that it's really important. Like when you're working out, you have to know your body and know what your goals are because that'll determine then how you want to go, right? Like me right now, I do want abs, but that means I have to take out pasta. So I teeter on that. Y'all know.
That's me too. I love
I
I gotta
love
take the
carbs.
sweets off.
I love my
And
sweets.
I love a
I'm-
drink.
Y'all, I
my
think I'm
bread.
addicted to sugar.
I love my sweets.
I
This
think
dude
I'm
right here,
addicted to
definitely.
sugar.
Like I went in his house last night.
Drinks and candy.
Oh
Dude
my
got
God.
cupcakes,
You do?
brownies, cookies.
It's so
good.
Look at y'all! Damn!
That's my one
Everything.
You
sweet
have to
ice
have
cream, sodas. I'm like, damn.
I never used to be like
I gotta
that.
cut back.
Yeah.
If I cut back for a cool
Yeah,
month, I would have
you
abs.
would.
Like
Mhm.
popping.
Y'all, if you take out like alcohol, sugar, all those things, I swear to God, you will hit your goals. But you know, sometimes I think you gotta find a balance because
You
you
gotta
gotta
push
live
through
your
that
life.
pain though. You gotta push through it.
But that's the
Cause some
annoying
people that
thing
go to
about
the gym
men.
for a week, you go to
Yeah.
the gym for a week, 2 weeks, you start feeling that like, you know what I'm saying? But if you push through that, that's what's gonna.
But for women, you
Yeah,
don't
right.
really even see a change until like a solid month. And
Girl.
even then, it
I
takes
didn't
2
see-
more months
I
to even.
I didn't see a
be able
change in
to
my body
step
until
outside.
6 months. Dead ass.
Exactly.
And I was lifting weights. I was doing
Consistency.
cardio. It's all
How
about
did you
consistency.
But for men, it's only like a month. A month and y'all are at your goal weight.
Oh yeah,
Dead
like
ass.
2-3
Uh,
weeks.
that's
2-3 weeks of me
and
being in
that's
the gym
unfair to me.
consistently.
That
I'm
makes
like,
no sense.
my body like, what's
The
up?
thing, the thing about it is that I'm a super duper type of person that I work out because like I don't do it for the weight. I do it because I like to look good. I like to go on vacation.
Yeah.
I like to, be that type of person. However, I feel so much better, and working out in the morning helps so much. Like it helps you start your day better.
Yeah.
5:30.
Because when I work out at night, I'm done.
You're hot. You're
Yeah.
5:30.
That's high.
Crap.
That's
I get up at like 4. Y'all, and you know what's the crazy part? Your body starts to adjust. So now I automatically every morning, like this morning, I woke up at like 4:45.
What time you going to sleep? Like 10?
12.
12.
So what happened on the weekends?
I woke up this morning at 4 something, 5 o'clock. I
So
woke up
you got
yesterday
in
at
last
5
Even if you
a.m.
go out?
Even if I go out, my body
Jeez.
still most
You're
likely will wake up.
Crazy.
No, your body
Crazy.
gets used to it though. It just does. Like you get up a particular time.
It does.
Yeah, so I've been doing this shit for now like a year and some change. Oh yeah, I'm done for it. So, anyways, next up we have something related to what we're here for. Did y'all see Lil Durk talked about like how he's been diversifying his portfolio?
Mhm.
So you guys, Lil Durk, of course we know him for being what is the line that he
okay,
said?
trade.
It's like
so much good
I-
one-liners.
No, he has like
The voice of the street.
oh dang.
Say either op or 4K trick.
Oh, okay, there we go. Laugh now, cry later.
Lil
I
Durk's
thought it
been
was
on
so
the
good.
map since like what 2019, 2020 or something. Number
Oh,
one
those
hit.
are the Dada days?
2019,
that?
I would say. 2019 is when people started really
Really
became
Liking him.
mainstream and people really started messing with
Yeah.
Durk. Yeah, and just at number ones.
So he's one of, I believe, the first like rappers to now invest in like more tech focus,
Mhm.
like metaverse and all those things. But as
Yeah.
well too, what I find so good, he actually has a trucking company, so he's in logistics.
Yeah, he actually has a collectible sneaker NFT, and so that's like the first rapper to be like a designer
NFTs is big.
as well.
hmm
So that's cool. That's dope.
I think the thing about rappers and other like athletes and things like that, I respect them so much more when they're well rounded.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
I love it when you can like, okay, you have what you naturally do, but
Right.
you are not one track minded. You
Right.
understand to get to where you need to go, you need to have multiple streams of income. I think it's very smart of him. And y'all, trucking is, of course, we always talk about it. I have my truck. Like it's very lucrative, of course. It takes a long time to start up. You need a lot of capital, but they're the perfect people to start it. So,
Yeah, because they get a lot of capital.
also, you know who else has one? Hitman Holla.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
he
has a
does?
trucking business. Yeah, he does. He has semis. Can you believe that? The man has semis and he also has sweatshirts, and he's a battle rapper. Did you know that he's a
I
battle rapper?
didn't know anything about him and Holla.
I was like, the man ain't just on Wild 'N Out. He got sweaters.
Does he promote
And
it? Because that's all he. That's
Battle
all I see
rap?
him on. Yeah.
Battle rap, you gotta like, you know, like it's battle rap. You know what I'm saying? Like you go to the site, like you go on site and y'all chit chat. Battle rap.
Oh,
I
y'all
don't
must
know.
have been.
It's a little different.
And the trucking and logistics industry definitely a very lucrative game to be in. It's, you know, definitely multi-billion-dollar industry. Think about Amazon and stuff like that, different DSP services like packages and things are constantly
I'm
being
all-
dropped off.
I'm always hearing about someone getting another truck, a box truck, a semi truck, but there I also saw there's a shortage in drivers with CDL license.
That's
So
the hardest-
how are
that's
y'all
the
getting
hard
trucks and not have, because a
Even
city
drive.
truck is not making
So-
any money, so how are y'all getting a driver?
So the thing about trucking too, there are a lot of opportunity. Well, trucks right now. Let's talk about semis. So you all know the issue going on right now with like the chips in your cars, right?
Yeah.
It's the
Shortage.
same. There's a
microchip
shortage, right? So that means what used to be like semis used to be like 50, 60 you could get a used, right? Like right now semis are going for like $100,000 off the bat.
Right.
Right? And we're talking about a semi, you have to think about to finance that, that's like 10% interest at least to just get your first semi. You talk about a box truck, our box truck now, if we sell our box truck tomorrow from when we got it, we could get like $30,000, $40,000 for it. That's how much it's gone up. So the price right now for like a box truck, you could probably get a nice one, used one for like 75, 65, right? But that's high. Box trucks
Yeah.
used to be $20,000, y'all. You could
Yeah.
get two box
You
trucks
can
for the price
still,
of one.
I mean, what year is your box truck?
It's a 2016. Very good
2016,
condition.
yeah, very, and they're not using fiberglass, they're using all older parts, because older parts, I heard,
Yeah.
are sturdier,
They
that's
are.
why your truck is longer lasting.
But there's a trick to getting good drivers. There's drivers out there. People just don't tell it about it a lot, but there are a lot of different ways that you can keep it running. But the average kind of time span, people normally are trucking for like 6 months and then they have to bow out, right? Because you have to spend capital to pay for those. Sometimes you have to think about it. You're not always going to get a contract, get loads.
Right.
We struggled with that. We didn't
Even-
get consistent loads. We had to put our truck in a place outside of Georgia for us to get consistent loads. Like that is a very costly business to be in.
And so when, I bet
It's very lucrative. Very, very
I'll say
lucrative.
this, I
You
got
just
a
gotta
little
keep with
insight
it. You gotta keep
on
with it.
I guess the trucking industry, because I was a logistics account executive. I did that for like 8 weeks though. Don't say
8 weeks.
I don't care about corporate America. Like, you know, he's that guy in corporate America, but for me, I looked at it and I had a different outlook on, I guess, what I really wanted from my education. Like, you know, we got $250,000 education, Spelman, Morehouse, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's $1 million sitting at this table right now just in education. If you
Right,
look at it.
yeah.
All right, so from there, I never really wanted to be, like, work my way up through the corporate America and stuff like that. So when I graduated from Morehouse 2018 with the marketing sales, cool. I was like, you know, the American dream. Go get the job. You graduate, go get the job. I got the job. Every day I will receive the email from the billionaire CEO with like a little motivational quote that he probably didn't even send.
His
Right.
comms partner sent
That
it.
automated
It's
message.
an automated message that he already got plotted out for the whole year. He's sending it to everybody in the company. Meanwhile, he probably somewhere about to go play golf.
Right.
On a yacht.
On a yacht, somewhere chilling with his wife, doing whatever. Just looking at his bank like,
He don't gotta look at the bank. He know what comes.
Right, but
Right.
just to look at it though, you look at it like,
I'm gonna laugh.
I just see him.
oh
Like,
shit, it's still there.
yeah.
You wake up, it's still there. Okay, man. You know, sometimes you just look like, all right,
Get
man.
a new car and see
So
the
I'm
new
like,
car.
okay, cool. I see both sides of the industry as an account executive because I see the people who are their own entrepreneurs, own their own trucks, and are going out there and picking up, dropping off.
Yeah.
And I also see the other side, the main companies, like the big companies who are sending off these loads and stuff like that, are getting these loads delivered. I'm looking at the bottom numbers that they're getting, and I'm a logistics exec. I'm right in the middle, so it's like I'm middleman in all of this stuff. So I'm like, I see how lucrative it is, but this base salary is not worth my time to be in here to do this. get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So from there, I took that, and I was like, I'm not gonna do this anymore.
Right.
I quit.
Yeah.
So I was like, I started doing the brunch vibes, Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
I know y'all know about that. The littest brunch in the city.
We might know something about
You know, we didn't know a thing or two.
Somebody came in there, had a mimosa or two, right?
Not a pineapple mimosa.
You feel me? So, all right, the hottest thing in the city, right?
Mm-hmm.
My promo check from my brunch was more than I was making from sitting in this office all day, every day. And you know, you commit, when you work a corporate job, you're committing like literally basically your whole day. So if you gotta be at the office for 7, you gotta get up at 6 so you can commute.
How many hours did you put in for the promo versus
You talking about an Instagram post?
just one?
You talking about
You just sent it out and you got.
You talking about text a couple people like, yo, pop out to the brunch Sunday, like what you doing? You wanna get a section?
Okay.
Like quick.
So it
No
wasn't like
major
all around,
work.
like I gotta post that
No,
12. I gotta
me
post that
having
2. I gotta
to
post
sit
that
there
4.
in the office and make hundreds of phone calls every day.
Yeah. Doing both even too is hard, and we'll talk because that helps us transition into our next topic, which is a serial matter.
Oh wow, I like.
Oh, so
Did
we-
y'all get it?
so we
I got
get
it. A serious
We get
matter.
serious.
Yeah.
A serial matter.
Y'all should laugh a little hard. We need to laugh at that.
Yo.
Thank you. Okay, so I do want us to talk a little bit more about like what that looks like for people to transition into entrepreneurship, right? And get into business. Because a lot of people, especially our age, I don't know, I was saying this to my mentor the other day, who's also my business partner. I said, millennials are very big dreamers. And
Right.
it's a good thing, but it can also be a bad, right? Because at the end of the day, you have to go and get it. You can say things of, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that, but at the end of the day, if you're not taking the action and making a plan to get there, what's the point? So when it comes down to it, like, and getting into, for instance, let's start with real estate.
Right.
Is that an 8-ball?
It is.
You make a lot of noise over here, brother.
Y'all. So when it comes even to like getting into real estate and just starting off getting into business, like what are some things you really, want to share with people that they should know?
The initial steps.
Yeah, the initial steps.
Sacrifice. If you want to get into real estate, and I know a lot of people starting off, you don't have that startup capital to actually say, here go $20,000, here go $40,000 to put down on a situation. So realistically, it's all about putting that money up. Cause you get money, everybody get money, but it's about what you're doing with that money.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time, my whole thing has been sacrifice. Like, I learned that if you wanted to be great, you had to put up 80% and then live off the 20%. But I took that to the next level,
That's a good point.
and I did 90-10, right? So that means 90% of what I'm getting, I was putting that away and acting like I never even, this never even existed. I don't even see that.
I don't know if I could do that.
Okay.
So like, what are a few sacrifices, like specifically that you were making? in order to-
Specifically
yeah.
for me, I just bought a car like this year.
Yeah.
Even though like I have like a nicer car. I bought a Benz. So like before
Big
that,
body
series?
Benz.
I bought a Benz. So before that, I still got my Honda Civic. You know what I'm saying? Like ride around in the Honda
Those
Civic.
are good
Like
gas.
Those are really
very good on gas. You know what I'm saying? $20-$30 even now in the with the gas prices how high they are.
High.
I'm dropping $30 in the Honda and we ride.
High.
Do you know how much my gas was the other day?
$8.
I'm probably
Mine was,
$130
yeah.
freaking
Mine
dollars.
was-
But you drive a Range
$130
Rover.
$30.
But you drive a Range
Train
Rover.
that is?
And then when you go
You
out
get your
to
electric
park that
vehicle?
Range Rover, they want what, $100 to
40
park that
at least.
motherfucker, right?
I'm
When
going
I
to
go,
the bucket
when I go
shop.
park my Civic, they be like, go ahead, you put that motherfucker right
And
there.
I don't ever
You feel
valet.
me?
I'm like, no, I need to see it. So how much do I need to give you to see it?
Yeah.
Every time we valet.
So it's different sacrifices, you feel me? Those trips that I know Chantal love to take, you feel me? It might be the bags.
She would have to cut back on that.
It might be the
She really
bags, it might be the
wanted, like,
purses, it might be the
An
shoes.
Empire.
Yeah, if you want to get to that next level,
Spree wouldn't have happened.
right?
She said she called a deal, didn't
She
she?
called
That was
a
a
deal.
deal. Everyone, that was a deal.
Everything always a deal. You feel me? It's always gonna be buy one, get one.
No, literally, it is always
get
a
this
dollar.
half off.
It is always a dollar.
That's how they get you.
Just, I mean,
You just gotta have a little bit of discipline.
did you have that same drive, but like, are you still working in corporate, or did you step away from that as a
So
PM?
really, I still had a corporate job. Ultimately, like for me, it was discipline. Like I was like, you know what? I knew what we was gonna do. Like this was in a 5-year plan. I knew I was gonna be youngest broker. I knew I was gonna get the contract. I knew everything that's being done. I knew was gonna be done.
We literally set our plans at like when we was in Morehouse, and we were
Yeah.
literally
So, like,
executing everything.
King Richard,
that
y'all
we
had
said.
that,
Yeah.
that
Everything that we said we was
9-year,
gonna do, we
30-year
did.
plan or whatever.
It's
It was
set
set
up
up strategically.
It's on and popping.
So I was like, all right. I looked at all the corporate jobs. I said, okay, well, I could take a job here that's not going to be as demanding and significantly less. I had jobs paying me $200 to go to New York, but I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do it. And that was like a job I really wanted, a creative space.
Yeah, that was a lit
Job.
too.
Morehouse guy, intern with him. He paid $20,000-$30,000 for me senior year, and I already had a full roster. They just straight cash. But
Co-train.
yeah, Coach
Shout out,
Train,
shout
shout
out.
out Coach Train. That's my guy. Team
Shout out,
Epiphany.
shout out.
Dope
I'm looking out. Come on, Morehouse looking out.
Hey, y'all peep the name drops in here too. Y'all can count the name drops. We got some name
But-
drops in here.
Ultimately, I took on the job. Like I started working 3 weeks after graduation in corporate America. Been there since. But I told myself I wanted to get in there and learn the infrastructure. So Cox is a family-owned business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But out of the top 10 billionaires in the world, 3 of them are the Cox family. You see what I'm saying? So they don't sell stocks. They don't sell shares. We don't get shares, equity. They own 100%.
Wow.
And I'm like, how did they do that? You know what I'm saying? So I told myself I wanted to get in and learn the structure of how they do it, the corporate culture. Great company overall. I have nothing bad to say about the company. Like if I was to work for somebody, I would work for them. That's why I've been there so long versus like a Accenture or some like bigger company because I knew I would have to really like give up too much time traveling, hours, and all of that. Whereas at Cox, like they give you unlimited paid time off. My son was born, I got 8 weeks off.
Yeah.
Guaranteed raise, guaranteed bonus.
Benefits, y'all.
401k.
Benefits are
serious.
slept on. Yeah,
Right.
y'all always say, grab this, but people need them benefits.
The
They need
benefits.
that.
Definitely.
So I looked at that part of it and I said, okay, while I'm building these businesses, right, I'm gonna take my brother bread and then take their bread and just
Yeah.
match it. So now I really didn't know how much I made until I got a raise. I got a promotion like 2-3 weeks ago. And I did not know how much I made. Like, because it just goes into my Navy Federal account and I look up.
Don't even look at it.
I don't really look at it like, I look like every couple months I take a
You
look
go through
at
your
the account.
emails, it says there's been no direct deposit.
Yeah. Like, but at first, in 2018, I used to look for them checks. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I couldn't wait to get that little, whatever, 1,500 or whatever it was every 2 weeks. But now I'm like, I don't
What is that? What is
Like,
that?
you know what I'm saying? But I do have respect for it, which is why I'm still there. Because, well, okay, I get this bag, why not? And also do the both. I think I've been successful in corporate America because, truth be told, the people around me that work with me know my skill set, my level. Like, I do retail construction. I'm a general contractor. So who's a better person that's doing, like, opening stores or, like, renovating stores and stuff like that, dealing with contractors in the nation than me when this is what I do.
Yeah.
You can be corporate, 20 years worth of experience, but you're not a general contractor. I know what you're doing. I know the work that goes into it. I know they charging us too much. You feel what I'm saying? And I've been able to kind of balance it. But initially it was a heavy time constraint as far as, getting in the office 7 to 7. I can't lie, if COVID wouldn't have happened, I probably wouldn't have still been there.
Yeah.
Because
Changed a
going to
lot.
Sandy Springs every day, having to be there for 9, I'm there from 7 to 7. What am I getting done? I can't call a bank.
Yeah.
I can't go to the offices,
Right.
can't really look for nothing. So I grinded it out. I showed houses after hours. My weekends was showing houses. Sacrifice was really like, I stayed down. I eat the same thing every day though. I eat oatmeal with cut up bananas, brown chicken, tuna fish, you know what I'm saying? Granola bars. I'm a minimalist. Like people in my class, they be like, "Oh, Jay, it's like y'all don't know."
They
Like,
think we
This
cheap.
man said he a
We're not cheap.
It's
Wait, he said
smart.
he's a
It's called a
minimalist?
sacrifice.
I'm
A minimalist.
Like I don't like the thing is like, do he got bread? I don't know because he's so.
But that's how you want it. You don't want
Exactly.
people knowing that you
Like,
have bread.
We was about to make a Starbucks run. I really want Starbucks,
I'm like,
right?
hell no. But Justin,
I ain't gonna lie, look,
If you want
it makes it
Starbucks,
better.
get Starbucks.
It makes it better because I'm the guy. I'll spend it. Like, I'll spend it. I go with my move. I have
Wait,
fun. I
Austin,
enjoy it.
what's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Taurus.
No, you're not. We're both not Taurus.
I'm a toxic Taurus, baby. Don't
Don't call me toxic. I'm not
No,
toxic.
the
Everybody
first
stop.
step is admitting.
I'm
Tom.
not gonna admit it.
It's okay.
I'm not.
It's
Stop it. 'Cause
okay.
we got too many Taurus in the
Because
building.
to know us is to love us.
Stop it.
It's okay. Because to know us is to
The
love
best.
us.
That's so true.
I'm a cool ass cancer.
He is a
Emotional.
cancer, and he's a
Emotional.
true cancer
I
man.
am. I get my feelings.
They
Oh
be
my
crying and
God.
shit.
I showed you. I don't care. I'll cry.
Yeah.
You okay with it?
I'm cool.
I don't
with that.
care. Zodiac signs sometimes like personality traits, X, Y, and Z, like what they're saying, it makes some sense. Sometimes it be because how Austin's saying, oh, he'll go to Starbucks. Taurus, we like to indulge.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to
I'm not about to do
I
that.
really want to go to Starbucks.
Yeah.
The only reason why I didn't go to Starbucks because I'm already know I'm gonna have to hit Justin Mouth, and that's how it goes a lot of the time. Because it's like for me, I'm with it. I'm gonna go with the move. So with that, when I'm telling you about the 90-10, I'm gonna play with my 10. The 10, I'm playing with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing with it.
Play with it.
So when it's up, it's up. So Justin, he like low key like handles the finances on like the brain side. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm the brain, he the brains. So it's like
Brain.
I might hit Jay like, yeah, bro, you know, X, Y, and Z. He like, no. I'm like, nigga, what you mean? How you gonna tell me no? It's my brain. I said what I said. Send me no, bro. We gotta think about this, that, and the third. And then when I start putting it together, I'm like, all right, you right. It's good. I can sacrifice and not. I can sacrifice and not do this or not get that. You feel me? When I think about the bigger picture.
I mean, ultimately, it's a lot of luxuries that people want. You know
And
what I'm saying?
I'm a
And you don't
luxurious
have to
ass.
have it. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? I like it. If I want it, I got it.
What I indulge in,
Yeah,
I
that you
think,
allow yourself to have or to do.
well, of the late, my son, whatever, he gonna get it. Like,
Okay.
Papa.
whatever.
Justin like clothes, jewelry, like
That's
and
your-
cars.
That's
Honestly.
like your thing.
Clothes, jewelry.
And those are the most expensive things.
Right, yeah.
But you be mad at me,
And
I'm like,
that's
nah, I might want to take a little
Like,
trip.
he's not gonna
Right.
get Starbucks, he's not gonna do those
Right.
Starbucks, but if he does
For
spend
me,
his money,
it's
gonna
golf.
be on
You know, golf is an
golf or
expensive.
something.
That's an expensive habit.
It
to
is.
have.
That is.
Right,
Like,
if you're not
nothing
gonna
I'm
get little
buying
money
isn't
out of
worth
it,
my return. You feel me? So like, I feel like, you know, even with the jewelry, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go and buy something that's going to depreciate on me.
Okay.
I'm a hell of a negotiator. The strategy is there. We got strategic partnership. Shout out Status Jewelers. Strategic partnership with them. You know what I'm saying? Where we're able to get things done at a very, very beneficial price point for everyone. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to like cars, I like cars, but it has to make sense. So I bought a Tesla in 2020. I just bought it brand
You
new.
obsessed
You
with
did
that
buy a
Tesla.
I love the
Tesla.
You love
Shit
your
is
Tesla.
spaceship.
So prime example, right? I could have bought a Model X at that point. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just go pay cash for Model 3. You feel me? I wanted a Model X. I still want a Model X. But it don't make sense, so I'm not gonna buy a Model X.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, what are you doing it for? Is it for the flex or is it for the purpose?
People be
Just how you
flexing.
said,
So
Instagram.
sometimes it's
Yeah.
just a flex for others.
get off that
but
fucking
it's
app.
for you. Like,
Thumbs
yo,
down.
you
You heard
wanna
me?
get in.
What's
Yeah.
up?
Let me
Get
tell
off
you
that
guys.
fucking app. Get off
It's
that
all
app.
about Instagram.
Then,
how it
cause I do this shit in real life and on the app. Don't fucking
But-
play. I'm not one of them.
He
You
is
know what I
so
mean?
funny. But no, in reality, I think you all brought up really good points about getting started. It really is about sacrifice. And then the thing that I always want to tell people is you say you want to do things, but work ethic is half of the battle. Like, okay, you have your own job, but you want to do real estate, you want to do whatever. Right now, I'll get up at 4, I go to the gym from 7 to like 9, I'm doing stuff for the truck. And then after work from 5 to like 10, I'm doing stuff for the truck. If you really want it, you make it work. And I feel as though that's a really big thing. And discipline, it's so important.
Consistency.
And then what you guys do, what you think, what you read, what you consume, like, you know, in your body, but also
Energy
mentally,
that you take in.
that is everything. I always tell people, I'm like, okay, when you want to learn more, you got to develop out good habits. Eat the good things every day, do the right things every day, read something. I don't read that much, but you know, people should read. You know, read is fundamental.
Definitely.
Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk to you all about, because Justin has mentioned this a couple times, using your credit correctly.
Yeah.
Credit can be a big thing. When people talk about they don't have the capital for things, like,
Yeah.
can you talk a little bit more about how maybe people can leverage their credit or other assets to like get started in business and other things?
That's me, 100%. I think a lot of the times, I hate to say it, but in minority communities, we shun on credit. Like, oh, I got cash, I'm lit. And I look at you like you're an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing about credit is, right, God forbid something goes left, I got these credit card bills, it ultimately would just default and then it'll fall off your credit automatically in 7 years. So I can hypothetically run up $500,000 in credit debt and it default. It don't got nothing to do with what I got in my bank account. You spend your $250,000 in cash and you have no credit, you're broke. Like, what you gonna do? Your kid can't go get a student loan because you can't sign for it. You can't. House, I wanted to buy a laptop. I wanted a Mac. My mom was like, "You want a Mac? You need an HP." So I'm like, "Mom, I'm not getting no HP." She's like, "Well, I got HP money for you." So she's always been the type like, "I'm gonna give you what you need. You gonna pay for what you want."
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right. At 16, I got a credit card at Best Buy. I learned that, fun tip, your social does not dictate your birthday. So you can put any year on your social security application. On your credit application with your social security number and it doesn't know. So I opened up a credit card at 16 Best Buy. Morehouse guy was in the store. He finessed for me. I got a MacBook and it was like 0 interest for 12 months. I'm like, all right, so my laptop was like $1,100. I'm like, all right, it's like a less than $1,000. $100 a month. I'm like, okay, I could do that and get the Mac that I want instead of this HP that's gonna have viruses.
It breaks down.
It's gonna break on you.
A little quality on it, you know, a little quality.
So I started off with that. Another fun fact, retail cards, so stores, they'll give them to you the easiest. And it's because consumers rack up a lot of debt in retail locations. So if you apply for a Best Buy card, my Best Buy is a Visa, versus going to get just a regular Visa through a Chase Bank or something, you'll get denied before you get approved through them. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, they'll give it to you with that all day, every day. Anybody get a Victoria's Secret card. There's a bank behind it.
Y'all go ask your aunties and your mamas have Victoria's Secret cards.
Yeah, everybody
Yes,
got
I
them.
swear.
So it's like, that's the trick though. Go get a retail card, establish good credit with that bank. So I knew that, okay, I'm gonna get this Visa card, I'm gonna pay it off, no interest for 12 months. All I gotta do is pay this little $90 a month. Cool, I'm gonna pay it every month. Paid it, my line of credit got shot up from like 2,000 to like 10,000. Now I just set that sit, and anytime I buy appliances or any electronics, iPhones, I go there, pay it off over 12 months. Sometimes it be 18 months. No interest.
So anytime a store says, "Do you want to apply for a credit card with us?" we just start saying, "Yeah."
Well, no.
It depends. 'Cause on the flip side, when I first graduated from high school, I was working at Express. Express.
Yeah.
And they get you, right? Because I'm fresh out of high school. I don't know nothing about credit. My mom, my uncle, they all tried to teach us about it. I had books and stuff like that on how to manage it, everything. Asked me if I read it. I did. I was doing other things. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I was doing.
He was getting that bread.
I was getting that cash money. You feel me? So, started off, I was at Express. When you work there, you have to wear their clothes, right? So, of course, you first coming in, I'm not about to spend no bread with y'all. She was like, the manager told me, sign up for the credit card, and you'll be able to get your clothes, and you can wait until you get your first check or whatever.
I hate that.
Didn't even tell you.
Boom. I get the card. She's like, oh yeah, you perfect. You got approved for $1,000. So I get $1,000 credit line. I ran it up. I bought the most expensive hoodies, the most expensive sweatshirts, t-shirts, everything. I had all the drip, all the Express drip, right? All the Express
The
drip.
good
What was that
y'all. The
express
good
check?
pockets,
Look
okay.
like that.
Not enough to fucking, I probably had to work
Credit card.
2-3 months to pay off the other $1,000. But essentially, I forgot about that card because I stopped working there, and then I just completely forgot about it. Moved addresses and everything, so they sending mail to an address that I'm not at. So this is just constantly incurring, you know what I'm saying, and being negative on my report. So sometimes it's like you gotta be literate when you taking credit out because, like I was saying about the 0% interest and stuff like that, they had crazy interest rates. So that $1,000 credit line ended up costing,
3%.
like fucking $3,000. You know what I'm saying? So just be careful, man. credit is crazy. It
Yeah.
can be very beneficial or it can
All the
ruin
time,
you.
yeah.
So, thankfully, I was able to recover from that because that was years ago. But my credit situation is
It's looking good.
Better?
Yeah.
I'm great.
But
How
to
long,
the
how
point,
long
when I
did it
get
take
whatever
you?
I
How
want.
long did it take you to,
Not long,
to build it back
not
up?
long, not long,
Not
because
too
we
long.
know the steps. Like
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
blessed. I'm blessed to have a very, very intelligent brother. Feel me? He does a lot of research. So like I said, I'm the brain, he the brain. So it's like a lot of the times I'll just like pay him to figure it out, like, and he'll just get it done in a situation that
Said
You're
you're the
doing
money
away.
man, yeah.
That's what I'm telling you. Like the credit situation, that goes back to the whole thing. If he had spent $1,000 in cash, it's gone. The credit situation, the card defaulted. After about a year of no payments, they're gonna default. And what happens is with credit, companies write it off as bad debt as a loss on their tax return. So legally, they can't write off a loss and take a tax break and then come back and charge you for it. So then they sell that debt to another collector. The collectors are willing now for $1,000 debt to take $300-$400. Why? Because it's free bands. They sell your information to the list, which is also illegal. That's why you're able to dispute it. So with his, I end up disputing it, writing a letter. They got 30 days to respond. I'm like,
typically they don't.
you don't respond. If there's any inaccuracy or inefficiency in the process, they have to remove it. So, you might go through 2-3 letters with them, but a letter costs $3 to mail, certified mail. So what we talking about? You know what I'm saying? $1,000, $9. You know what I'm saying? Boom, got it off, it's gone. Like it never happened. It fell off. You feel me? Credit went back up. So that's why I'm like, I'm a credit guru. Like, I don't like cash. I don't even have a debit card. I have no debit cards, but I have like 40 credit cards. Like,
See?
different business cards.
I haven't carried cash. in
So y'all, I got
long.
I applied and got my second credit card the other day, and I was dead ass on the phone. I was like, I don't even remember how to apply for a credit
Was it
card.
the Apple card?
Someone like me, I don't even remember how to apply for a credit card anymore. No, I got the Chase Preferred because I travel a lot.
That's a good one.
So my travel, since not traveling anymore, has been low. And I like to keep my points high.
I was about to say,
like my
they give you
status.
good points
Mhm.
for when you spend. So.
Yep.
Yeah,
hmm
that's what we use.
And that's a really good thing to like hack on living very well as well too as an entrepreneur, because being an entrepreneur is very expensive. So you got to learn how to use your resources. Like you said, credit cards, it could be a great resource for you. So when you're thinking about getting credit cards, thinking about your lifestyle, for instance, a lot of the Chase cards right now, I know Capital One is like an easier one people go with.
Yeah.
Discover. You have to think about, okay, well, when I spend X amount, I get X amount of points back.
Yeah.
Use your points. Buy a flight with your points. I bought so many flights, so many hotel credits just on my points.
Rentals,
And
everything.
it works out for you. Like, you have to learn ways to utilize your resources. And that's the next thing I wanted to ask you all before we move to the next topic is, you guys have really done well. Ever since I've known you, it's been, you hear Austin say promotion. You guys used to do music a lot. I remember that when I first met
Like
you
the
all.
studio and everything.
Yeah, like you
Yeah.
all used to do t-shirts and you used to do the graphics work, and now it's like real estate as well as construction, and it's something else you guys do as well too. But really, we could think about multiple buckets.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So when you're thinking about what it is that to be a serial entrepreneur is very hard, because you can't always be a jack of all trade, right? Like the trade's got to make sure you make some fucking money.
Right, yeah. Really.
So when you're thinking about what skills you need to learn and what trades, like how do you recognize which ones you want to really like do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was gonna ask
So
too.
yeah.
Because right now, what y'all all said so far, it sounds like everything that y'all are just naturally interested in.
Yeah.
So like the promotion, like the ATL lifestyle side, and then you said stemming from y'all's 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Like it sounded like also at the beginning, like I had a natural curiosity. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm getting an automated message every week. Like, what's this guy doing? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on with him? And then from your job as well, it's like, what's going on? Like, what are they doing that they don't have to be here from 7 to 7 like me?
Yeah.
That passive
And
income.
so yeah, it's just it's I think it starts right from what you naturally like, what you're naturally
Right.
involved in.
Yeah.
I definitely would say for me personally, I gotta give a lot of my hustle and drive, ambition, discipline, all those other adjectives to my mom.
Okay.
She definitely
1000%.
prepared us to
I
be
can't lie.
like some hustlers, some go-getters, and just to be confident and to understand that we could create opportunities for ourselves, but our brains are gonna keep us in those rooms, right? So, just growing up, she would always make sure that we would do things that a normal kid wouldn't really do. Like I evicted before, like when I was like a teenager, you know what I'm saying? Like grown men, I'm like serving eviction papers or collecting rent, you know what I'm saying? Different things like that.
Showing
Showing properties, like everything. So a lot of it has just been instilled in us, and I guess our taste also, you get what I'm saying? It's been expensive taste, like
Yeah.
so. Not saying that we came from like a wealthy family, or not saying that we came from a poor family either.
Right.
But like we were comfortable. However, we always wanted more.
Right.
Your
wanted the
lifestyle
best
drives
of it.
that,
we
yeah.
wanted more.
That's true.
So with that being said, mama, my grandmother, they would always say, "Oh, y'all better make a lot of money, cause y'all got expensive taste." You know what I'm saying? Which we do. So it's like, with that being said, one form of payment of making money, that would never be enough. It would never be enough. So with that being said, we started looking at it like, okay, this property could be this expense, this property this expense, you know, this is passive, this is passive. Okay, cool, we're gonna hustle, we're gonna do this. Print t-shirts, fix phones. Justin been doing that his whole life. Like literally his whole life, he's been like a technology guy. Like I bought my first laptop that I bought myself cash. He broke it, right? Like as a kid, he just sitting there clicking clacking on it. Broke my laptop. But then when he got a little bit older, he ended up fixing that laptop and using it for himself.
Yeah.
So it's like different things like that. It was just already in him. Like it didn't really like. It wasn't something that we had to go and figure out, if you get what I'm saying. Like the hustle was just naturally in us.
Yeah.
Like the drive to just like want more is just in us. Like
Yeah.
You gotta want it.
You
I
gotta
think,
want it.
from my perspective, like anything that I do or commit to, invest in, talk about, take my time in, I think I have to believe in it. You know what I'm saying? I don't do nothing I don't believe in. If it can make me $1 million in a day, if I don't believe in it, I don't do it. Cause I'm true to myself first. So any business that I've done was something that I was passionate about. You know, the technology, I like technology. I was like, you know, this is a definitely a leeway for me to move and win. Real estate, I know that they're never gonna have a shortage for like not being in real estate. Real estate is gonna be there forever. The market gonna turn, but this property still gonna be this property. You know what I'm saying? People always
numbers still gonna
say,
be the numbers.
so I got tied into that, like I said, from the upbringing, and then just from kind of seeing like how communities are and how people really get caught into like the whole trap of thinking that they can't buy. It costs so much money to buy. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't. There are grants and programs. So I knew I could buy a crib. You know what I'm saying? And get a grant. I got a $15,000 Georgia Dream grant, and I sold myself my house, so I got a commission check. So I put no money down. I made 15 bands off of it. Furnished my house with a commission check. Got a tax break every year for the interest that I pay on the mortgage. Then my business writes off mortgage expenses for my home office. You know what I'm saying? I use everything. Like it's like, man, this home ownership is lit because I'm writing off everything. And I realized like people don't know that, and they need to know. On the flip side of it, we got family members who, you know, were on Section 8, who were in the trenches, and I think that being where you live at definitely dictates kind of how you move and who you become, because that's your environment. So I took it personally, like, okay,
Either you let it define you, or you let it like make you into that creature, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You become that monster and be the light for your community, or you become part of it. And we, you know,
just took it and pushed. So I think overall, like, to answer the question in short, whatever it is that entrepreneurs do, a lot of times people do stuff because it sounds cool.
Right.
I want to have a boutique.
Yeah.
I want to do this. I want to be an Instagram model. I want to sell hair. Why? Because it's cool.
It's not just cool. I mean, okay, so
But it
actually
sounds
goes-
lucrative,
that
and that's what I was about to
goes
say,
into my
another
another question
Yeah.
that stems from that actually. So, you know, Atlanta's all about like people coming out here to make it on their own and all different kinds of industries, and you have all kinds of people in Atlanta. You know, being out there, do you meet a lot of like-minded people who are just like really about it, or just do you meet a lot more people who are like fronting for real?
I ain't gonna lie, I meet
And what
people
kind of
that-
people
that
are the
talk
ones who are
about it.
fronting,
A lot of
and
people
the ones
talk
who
about
are
it.
like really about it.
Cause I get DMs, calls,
Yeah,
texts all the time. Like, yeah,
hungry. I'm
I
hungry.
really want to learn, or I really
Uh-huh.
want to invest, or I really want to do this, I want to do that. I be like, bet. My
Okay.
number hasn't changed.
Right.
Like since before Hurricane Katrina, I got the same phone number. I got business phone numbers, of course, but I have the same direct line. If you tap in and you want to, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the time it be cap.
It's cap.
It's cap.
Cap.
Most of the time,
And
it's
then
a lot of
it's
the time,
cap.
or
A lot
most of the time it's cap.
Honestly, I put it like this: the people that y'all think are really the movers and shakers in the scene
Yeah, yeah.
be the biggest cap.
Really.
And we know because we're in a room. You know what I'm saying? We
Please
see
tell
it
it
from
again.
different sides.
And how do you know is when you call them up and say, hey, let's do this, or when they come to you and it's not making any sense?
It be a mix of both.
Right. Okay.
It be a mix of both. You know, a lot of people call talking. You know, I kid you not. Like just yesterday, one of my partners called me. You know, he G-Wagon, AP, jewelry, this and that. I want to do it there. I want to do it there. All right, come on, let's do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm about to go buy these apartments. What you got? You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh man, you know I'm trying to get in. I got cash. All right, how much?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I can put a 5 up, bro. I can't do nothing with a
Can't
5.
do nothing with
you know?
five.
Can't do anything with
I
five.
can't do nothing with a 20.
So what do
Like,
you
we
what do
need-
you
need
want someone to
50
come
at
with you
least.
with? Like what kind of people do you like that come to you?
So realistically, right? That's just like a segment of a cap. Like, bro, you
So
out
Cap
here-
has multiple
He said about he
segments.
got five, you can't do nothing with five?
No,
You can't do nothing with five.
Because
commercial,
What
You
we
can't
gonna
do
do
nothing with five.
Because
Find a
I
can
guy
do
that
something
can do
with it.
something with five.
I can
No,
do something with it. I can do my
Send
payroll for a
to bring
day.
that guy in.
I can do my payroll for a day.
What
I
I'm
can pay
saying
my
is-
contract,
Okay,
my
so fine,
construction
you
guys
do
for a
something
day.
with that
That ain't nothing.
Well, give me whatever that five
They
can
gonna
do.
find something else.
Give me
Ah!
whatever that five can do. That could pay some of your people. Give me like a 2%.
That's one
It's
day.
okay.
That's
So a lot
one
of
day.
times too,
That's one day.
That's
Construction be like
$5,000.
months.
So a lot of times when people now will provide you with the alternative. When people
Right.
want the 5,000, the 2,000, the 10, go get in a crowdfunding and go own a house with how many other
Yeah.
people?
Oh,
So
yeah.
those concepts
Bring
exist.
me
Yeah.
for
Okay.
five more
Okay.
dollars.
So
I
Then
can
we
bring
can
you
talk.
5 more people with 5,000
Then we
more,
can
and
talk.
then we can
Then
talk.
let's
Okay,
talk.
well that's all you gotta say, and I'm gonna get
The
them.
reason why I'm saying that
It's too
it's
light.
cap because it's like, you know, to the world on Instagram, he's walking around with all this money.
Yeah.
This jewelry, the G-Wagon,
The
in the
designer,
club.
you like
feel
you
what
got
I'm
all
saying?
that, but like, come on,
But-
when it come down to getting this real money, where's that?
And that's where it be capped. I think
Right.
when it come down to even with that, like, right, he said, oh, I got 5. All right, well, shoot, how long can you invest your 5? Man,
How quick you need it back?
2 weeks. What? Like, what do you? What's your
You gotta
return
pay
that
for
you're
some
thinking?
things, that's
He's
what
like, oh man, I'm at least a double. Like, no, bro, this is real
You
life.
can't even do that at the bank.
Yeah, the bank's gonna give you pennies on it. But to your point, we don't shun nobody, you know, based on how much you got, how you invest. So we do allow a lot of our Mars Brothers and classmates invest with us in capital. We'll take, you know, whatever really that they give, and we'll give them back anywhere from a 15 to 25% return annually, paid quarterly. And we allow them to buy into our pool. So apartment complex, we have many classmates, my line brothers, chapter brothers, invest in a lot of our projects. And we give them a return because really and truly, the 5, I'm never gonna say that it's nothing because that is a lot. I remember when it took me like 2-3 months to save a 5 from working. You know what I'm saying? After paying bills and working, that's a lot. But I realized sitting in the bank, I'm getting a penny a month. What is that? So I come back and get a 20% return on that 5.
That's
It's
very
$1,000. So we guarantee people returns. We don't allow you to invest and lose. So essentially, we personally guarantee all the loans. Ours isn't based on equity stake. It's a term rate. So you give me 5 bands, we give you back anywhere from 10 to 20% on it. Annually, I'm gonna pay you quarterly. And should something happen in the market or something, we don't do it like that. It's just
Y'all
straight.
drafting contracts.
But
or
do you-
just
Yeah,
all
yeah.
verbal?
No, it's
What y'all saying?
contracts.
But do you guys
Okay,
say,
man, I'm just saying,
doing-
like,
he doing legit
I'm
business.
just
they
saying.
used to say, like back in the day too, like, of course,
That's
it's very good to always be a customer of the bank, but when you could then start to become the bank, that's when you know the game's changed. It
Right.
literally hits
Wow.
different.
Right, it does.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, like, that's the goal. So we pull together funds. We've been blessed to where our credibility speaks for itself. We don't take money that we already have already. That's the thing too. Like, I'm not gonna take 100,000 from you if I don't have 100,000. If I don't have access to it liquid, I'm not gonna take it. But sometimes it's easier to leverage additional capital and make money because I might take, you know, 100 from you and pay you back 120, but I just made 300 off that. So I'm cool with you. You excited? You got 20 bands because the money was just sitting in the account. I'm ecstatic because I just made 300. You know what I'm saying? So it works out. But the cap be real in the sense of like the people that saying they got this, they got that, because you can't cap to somebody who knows what's going on.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
I do this all day, every day. This is what we do. So just from hearing what you're saying, I know if you're really in the trenches or not. You know what I'm saying? And what you actually are doing. And I think that a lot of the times people get into the cap. Me, I'm never the type to really have the cap. I'm more probably one of the conservative guys. I got jewelry, but that's about it. Like, and I just started.
Yeah.
He bought me this. I didn't buy this. My mama bought the Cartier for Christmas. He bought me the chain. And it's not even funny. It's my son. You know what I'm saying? It say Justin Drew in the back. Like, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm more like cool, but if it come down to business or deals, like everybody knows our brain is like, oh, they about their business. Like, we don't gotta do the flash. I don't gotta have a Lambo truck. I could yesterday.
I were to buy
Like-
more houses though.
You know what I'm saying? So
Look at Austin's face.
don't
I'm
fall
so
for
I'd
the
serious.
cap.
rather.
That be
I'd
the
rather
sacrifice.
you
That
ask.
really be the sacrifice though. Like,
It really do. I swear, I've contemplated.
and you know, honestly,
So-
truthfully,
Yeah.
I can't drive. Like, I really don't drive that well. So,
Drive.
and just what I said, I really like. I can drive. I'm good at driving, but like, I can't drive. You know what I'm saying?
Austin brings up cars.
Why would I get a $250,000 car that's gonna depreciate in value if I even put a fucking scratch on this bitch? And I know, me personally,
Right.
I'm gonna probably fuck that bitch up. That's why I'm really excited.
Y'all watch out for Austin on
That's
this.
why I'm really excited about the
moving.
Cybertruck. That's why I'm excited. Excuse me, about the Cybertruck though,
Yeah.
We did order
because it's like
and bulletproof.
it's bulletproof,
Bang.
dent proof, like can't scratch the paint or anything like that. So it's perfect for me.
So
I
something
can-
like that.
It's a bubble car.
We
I
gonna
can
spend
like,
we gonna spend a 120 on that.
I can literally like hit anything.
But
Shit.
it's 100%
I
tax
don't plan
deductible. That's the weight. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta just see it. But I think to bring it back is just more like do something you're interested in. Don't do it for what it looks like. Don't do it because it sounds cool. Because ultimately that's why businesses fail. If you're not passionate about it, you're not gonna be willing to sign a $1 million loan, risk your credit, risk all your bread. Like we be balls to the wall, like on our deals. You know what I'm saying? Like 100% bread in the deal. Like I'm living off credit. You feel me? And a lot of the times people don't be willing to do that. So it's like ultimately I look at people like, look, either you're going to live your dreams or someone's gonna hire you to live theirs. And
Yeah.
that's what we live by. That's what's on all our stuff because you go to work, you're willing to go give all your time for somebody else's dream.
Yep.
Let's be real. Every company was someone's dream. And you have to be willing to sacrifice. So if you're not really passionate about it and willing to put, like I said, your name behind it, both my phones is far.
He got so many files.
I left the other two in the car.
Oh my God, Justin.
Then don't do it. And I think really with us, I realized that I'm really passionate about it. I believe in the business. I believe in the real estate and the lives we impact. Just from a standpoint of retail sales to people to being landlords. We do luxury renovations for all Section 8. All Section 8. Like I don't care where it's at. All Section 8. And our stuff is nice. Granite, marble, like it's lit. Stainless steel appliances. Like some of the stuff better than my personal house. But I'm an advocate for it because those tenants, those people really grow and they feel better. The kids, put better schools, just better life. You know what I'm saying? And we believe in it. We're willing to put our last into it. Like you said, we're going home next week and we're going to buy 2 apartment complexes. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot of liquid cash going into that. But it's like, okay, those sacrifices are there. Like, all right, can't do X, Y, and Z. Can't go to eat lunch like how y'all want to go out right now and eat lunch. But
I
that
saw
takes
y'all was quiet. I saw y'all was quiet when I asked.
I'm gonna play golf. That's why
I
I would go.
I would go. I'm gonna play golf.
I'm gonna play golf.
You could come with us though, Justin. You could come to
I'm
one of
gonna
them.
play golf.
I don't have an extra 50 to spare.
Yeah, y'all got it.
Nah,
That's
nah.
good.
No.
Okay.
Hey, it's
Well,
So
like,
no, that's very
God
good to
is trying.
share.
That's good.
To
That's
spare,
good.
no.
Discipline.
You know what I'm
that's the
saying?
discipline
But
that we
opportunity
try.
costs.
That's
So
what
if
we
you
talking
get
about.
lunch right now, then you can.
Why is Clip?
You know what? Instead of going spend that, y'all about to spend 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, right? Y'all go to the grocery store and go cook it,
I cook all the time.
drink it,
I cook all
right?
the time.
Y'all go buy the bottle too.
Please.
I'm so
Real talk.
serious. Like, you go and we
So
gonna
rude.
cook
Just
it. We
so
gonna
nasty.
be at home and vibe.
Why?
I be
Okay,
at the
It's like,
crib.
I got
At the crib.
everything
That's
to make
why
a
I live.
Chipotle bowl. It just didn't taste right. Like it didn't
It didn't taste the same.
You
No.
didn't get
Well,
from Chipotle.
You don't need that. You want that. You see what I'm saying?
Chipotle not even that good.
I'm not eating a Chipotle
like
bowl.
Chipotle.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
doing?
straight.
Y'all know where I'm gonna go spend my money at. You know where I'm gonna go. Y'all know where I'm going. I'm going to the Buckhead Shops. We're gonna go eat, have a mimosa, enjoy my life.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay?
And that's a
I go
time.
to Kroger. I get the
See,
deal.
it look good
I
on the
get the
ground.
deal.
It doesn't
But
look
then
like
when you look
I'm
at that
down.
bill and you signing that motherfucker,
I
nigga
ain't
hand
hear
be
you, and I
shaking.
know that.
No,
Yeah.
hand be sturdy. I will sign this
Well,
because I
tell
like
the
my
rich
meal.
ones.
I don't
Yeah,
care.
no, it's good.
I don't care.
I'm trying to get
It's
That's
good.
refuse
Like,
to
it's
feel
good,
bad.
but then
But
you
I
know
have
you got
to-
the bread, but it's like, do I need to spend this?
Probably
Do
not.
I need
Don't.
to
And guess what? Afterwards, I'll go to the grocery store and I'll cook for the rest of the week. Won't even go
Right,
out
rest
till
of the
week.
Thursday.
Right.
Then I'm out again.
That's cool.
The next day,
The next day. Okay.
back out getting more mimosas.
More mimosas. Okay, so next up, we did want to ask you guys a couple things as well too. Like, okay, if I knew this back then, because as you were saying, a lot of times people think that you just like wake up and this shit happens, right?
No.
It doesn't happen like that. You have to put in the work, and it's over time. And the thing is, that's crazy is I want y'all to share a couple. Kira has some scenario things like what would you do or what you wish you would have known. I kind of want to get y'all's take. So.
What, I mean, okay, so you said that, like, you really fucked up your credit. You effed up your credit back in the day, and you really built it back up. What is, like, how do you, you're like, okay, great, I got good credit, so how do I maintain it? Like, how do I not fuck it up? What are your
So-
steps that you do?
Back then, right when I first got that credit card, I wish that I knew about credit. I wouldn't have took the card.
But I mean, that's probably, that's a lot of people, especially in the Black community.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't take that as an
Or
individual
necessarily,
thing,
I wouldn't
that's-
say I wouldn't have
that's
taken
something
the
a lot
card.
of people
I just
go
made sure, I
through.
would have made sure I would have paid it off.
Okay,
'Cause
yeah.
then that would have helped
Okay.
build
Paid it
my
off
credit up.
Every month.
No, I would have paid it off. Like, I
yeah.
don't know.
Completely.
I would have learned what I know now about the utilization, like how much I was supposed to utilize on that card, and how often I was supposed to make those payments, make them on time, right? Which are all things that are supposed to be beneficial to help raise your credit score up, right? So if I would have knew those things, I would have implemented that then.
Okay. And what is something like how are you maintaining it now?
Now, just making on-time payments, something that I recently learned to do. Instead of just doing one time, like a one-time payment, you break it up and do pay twice,
Okay.
right? Twice in a month instead
Yeah,
of once
I've
in a
heard of
month.
that. And so is it strategic where it's like before the closing date, like the day before the closing date, or you just pay it off within the 30 days whenever?
So it's like it's 2 weeks, right? Like, all right, let's say for a month, it's 4 weeks in a month. So let's say 2 weeks. Let's say your payment is like $400 or something like that. You pay two the first week,
Okay.
and then when the payment is actually due, you
Yeah.
pay the two.
Okay, great.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
So to the bank, to the credit, right?
You're looking good. You're honest.
You look like you're already ahead of your payments, right? So you're actually incurring more. Well, how it work again, bro?
So the interest is accrued daily. So if I
Yeah,
pay my
that's
bill
what it
2
is.
times this month, then that's 14 days less
Less
that they have
interest
interest
that you have
because
to
I've
pay.
already paid it pre. You see what I'm saying? They expect you to wait and to pay the full 30 days.
Right.
But if you pay early,
They expect you to do that.
yeah.
So
So
what is, I got some people say, well, I pay the minimum. It says pay the minimum at this date every time. So I pay the minimum.
Never pay the minimum either.
Don't
That's for
forget
credit
about the
card.
minimum. Just pay the full thing.
if you
within
can't,
the
I'm gonna say
hours.
this: if you
Or
can't
at
do
least
anything,
70%.
pay the minimum. If you can't do anything, because it's something's better than nothing. The minimum on most cards is like $25.
Yeah.
So pay the minimum if you can't do anything, and then develop a strategic plan of how to knock down the balance. But making those more frequent payments as much as possible monthly. If you pay the statement balance versus the full balance is one thing. So I'm a fan of statement balance. So essentially, I'll pay the statement. The statement means 30 days from the start to end date is a statement cycle. Meaning you borrowed that money for free. So I'm strategic to where I'll buy something on the 30th day, knowing that my next statement is going to be 30 days after this date, but this cycle ends 15 days. So I borrowed your money for 45 days for free. See what I'm saying? When you paid off the statement balance, that was a borrowing the bread for 30 days. For me, I'm like, if I'm borrowing your bread, I might go buy some material for a house or something, build it, do what I gotta do, then, or at least get enough done so I can go to the bank or a client like, yo, I need to draw. So I was able to front it with no money. I use the bank spread. I pay no interest because if you pay the statement balance, you pay no
No
interest.
interest.
And purchases today, if your statement ends on the 30th and today's the 28th, then this 28, the 28th purchase is not due to the next 28th, the next statement. So you are able to use that same credit to pay based on cycles. You have to just know your cycle days and utilize them to your best ability. If I know I got a purchase that I need that 45 days to make, I'm gonna wait till that cycle is expired and that same day
Yeah.
make that big purchase and borrow their bread for 45 days for free. You see what I'm saying? So that's just tips and tricks. Like you don't always have to pay the full balance.
Yeah, that's really.
Interest is based on the
I've
statement
never heard
balance.
that before.
You feel me?
How
But
do
when
you keep track of all your 40 credit cards though? Like how do you?
so like I was just telling
You
this
got
guy,
Truebill?
I got True Bill and Mint.
Oh,
And I really look at
Oh,
I
they
look
let
at
you look all
everything.
the
Yeah.
cards.
Mint. Mint is the best thing ever. I've been in there since 2017.
I'm always skeptical about these new apps.
So Mint is like they're owned by Intuit, which is TurboTax, Credit
Oh,
Karma,
yeah.
and all of them.
Like
So
MailChimp. They just bought MailChimp.
yeah, they're incredible, and they have a really good platform, and it shows you reminders and tips and tricks of how to like move around. But I kind of centralize it there, and majority of my credit is business. My personal credit is developed to where I just kind of just do business credit. Business credit is also a tip and trick, a hack. You don't have to have like any type of real business. You just buy LLC.
LLC, EIN.
That LLC now has its own credit profile. You build it just like anything else. And the good thing is, I max out business cards all day. It don't report to your personal credit. Whereas you max out a personal credit card, the next month, it's looking crazy. 50
Drop
point
points.
drops. You know what I'm saying? And business credit, if something goes left, the business. So like
Yeah,
often
right.
you might heard they say Donald Trump was bankrupt. Well, which Donald Trump? You know what I'm saying? He's Donald Trump, but he got all these different companies.
Trump Tower.
One company might have bankrupt. Who
Yeah.
cares? Keep it moving.
Most businesses, you know, first like it take a couple times for businesses for them to actually be successful. Like real entrepreneurs, a couple of their businesses failed first before they really popped off. You know what I'm saying? But
You gotta just keep going.
That's a good point.
That's a good point. Yeah, okay. Okay, so also I wanted to ask, like, what markets are y'all and industries are y'all always making sure to look at?
Always, of course, we're gonna look at real estate.
Of course.
But we look at like minority communities. Like, we're not really the ones that wants to live in the glam. Like, we're not gonna go buy a Buckhead house or apartment. Even though the margins are there, we don't really play in that area. We play at the average consumer, so the 300,000 and less price point.
Okay.
Reason being is because for one, those areas that are in that type of price point are underdeveloped. So we'll go in and buy a block and develop it.
But isn't there a reason why it's underdeveloped? Because
Nobody-
no
nobody
one
wants to
frequents
go
up there.
there.
Nobody wants to
Nobody
be there.
wants to go
Exactly.
there.
So
But
why
like,
but
even put
no,
a house
when we
over
say
there?
that, nobody has that passion like how we do to go back and
gotcha,
invest
okay.
in a situation like that. Like, for instance, the apartment complex that we're buying in New Orleans, they're in blighted communities, right? But it takes people like us to believe in the vision, go in there and make it better, right?
Takes a little more passion to make
If,
it work.
if you don't have that in you, and it won't make sense to you to go into an area like that and do work. And you know, even if the numbers make sense, they'll rather go to an area that's like I say, like a Buckhead, Lindbergh, or something like that,
Midtown.
and just do the same
Moreland.
thing, right? But for me, I take passion in like the first time home buyer, that person that worked at McDonald's for 15 years, like who felt like, oh, this is it. Like all I can do is rent, or all I can do is have this, right? No, I let you know you have a possibility to own a home and actually get passive income and grow from this and put your family in a better position where you're not using so much of your time, right? You're able to use it how you want to and like just be happy. Like that's the ultimate goal. And that's what I love about real estate because it creates that opportunity for you to have the flexibility and do literally whatever you want.
Well, anything else besides real estate? I noticed they haven't mentioned anything about like stocks, for instance. Is it like too volatile for y'all, or is it too risky?
I don't
Especially
really play
with
around with
NFTs,
stocks
are
like
pretty
that.
risky.
So,
I'm almost a gambler. I'll go to the casino. before
That's
I
pretty
buy
risky
stocks.
too.
so we do have a stock portfolio. I
Okay.
manage that. and mutual funds and stuff. But to be honest with you, it's minimal. Like our stock portfolio might be 5% of our total holdings.
So that's all more long term. You just let that sit.
Yeah, like
some
individual
Tesla.
stocks.
we got Tesla,
Yeah.
Apple,
Netflix.
Netflix, Best Buy, stuff like
Like
that.
the smart stuff like Snapchat, like, you know
Right,
what I'm saying?
okay, yeah.
Things that we do on a day to day.
So not interested in like metaverse, like what everyone's talking
Not
about,
really.
especially.
I do want to.
tech.
I do want to
So
get an
like,
Oculus
going
though.
forward.
I want an Oculus. I want a VR set, but I don't know about paying for the
Shit.
metaverse.
I think for us, I'm not to say that it's not lucrative, but the returns that we're able to get are, like I said, it's kind of like a little different. Whereas us investing in the stock is ultimately us allowing other people to invest in us, because the dividend that you're going to get is a percent of a percent of a percent of a return. So me going to put 10,000 in Tesla and letting it sit for a year and I made $1,000, I could go put 10,000 in the property, you know what I'm saying, and make $250 a month profit, you know, and get a cash out refinance on top of it. So it just be that trade off. But for the diversity of it, we'll do it. Tax benefits, we'll do it. But as far as like actually going into it, no. Now there are people that make great money, like in stocks and forex and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A lot of my classmates are millionaires off of it. But also the trade, they have to take the time to really learn those practices of how to best negotiate
Yeah,
and
I'm
leverage.
pretty sure it
And
was
time
a
is
lot of
precious.
work too. Like I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure
You gotta
that
really be on that.
Yeah,
How you
you
get
do.
up at 4:30? These dudes gotta get up at 4:30.
Yeah.
and
So do
watch
y'all
the
believe
charts.
that? Do y'all believe like getting up early,
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
good.
working
But I'm getting
throughout,
up
like,
for
or do y'all
we
believe in
believe.
getting
I
a
want
good
to.
rest or
Yeah.
whatever?
Yeah.
And you feel
I'm
like
over-
I'm over
that's
me.
more, like
That's more important.
that's more important
To get
because
your
you're more
rest.
productive.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, we definitely still get up early, because with construction, you know, we might have trucks coming in at 4:30, 5:30, like concrete, dumpsters get dropped off at 5, so we have to get up early. Average day, you know, we up and moving by 8, like, everything, but I'm back to sleep by, like, 11, 12, like, I like to get my
See,
my
I
sleep.
do a lot more of the operations and stuff like that. So he'll come around and like when the work already going on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm more so the guy that's like up in the morning, like making sure the crew is there, the doors are open, the drops are there. You know what I'm saying? So he talking about it, but I'm the one that's actually living it. You know, I'm in the field, so I go there and actually live it.
Let me not let him do that.
I'll be late sometimes. I already know what you about to say.
Calling
I'll be
you
late
out.
sometimes.
He be
Sometimes I'm
late.
late.
But nah, on top of that though, it's the roles though. Like, as you said earlier, it didn't start like this. Clip will tell you, we was up in there on the roof painting. Like, Clip was there. He was there. You know what I'm saying? You go to the Private Buzz YouTube, you will see Clip on the roof with us,
Yeah.
painting, doing whatever we gotta do. That was 2018, you know what I'm saying? And then 2018, 2019, then it became, okay, now we have a budget, we learned.
Start scaling more.
You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of the times when you say what would I do differently, we started doing it. At first we paid and got screwed over. Then it was like, all right, well maybe we should try it. We would have started off doing it ourselves from the beginning. We would have stuck kind of to ourselves and would have won more. Because what happened was we started the house, hired these black dudes. They did a good job, and then as stuff kind of started coming inspections and stuff, they couldn't pass. So we had to go back and do it right with somebody who could pass. The other houses, we started doing the work ourselves again. We had good success. COVID hit. Whatever, it was cool though. Then we got another house, started doing the work again.
Did COVID slow y'all down significantly, or
Initially because we
He
had
was
bought-
nervous, right? He was nervous.
You were nervous.
I wasn't nervous. I wanted to
You were.
buy. I felt like it was the perfect time to buy because I knew everybody else
Was it
was
the
going to
perfect
get
time?
nervous. And it
Yeah.
was.
It really was.
It was.
But to me,
And we ended up selling a lot of stuff that we should have held on to,
Yeah.
right?
I think that's what a lot of people
Because
did, though.
of the skepticism, the like, well, I think the market about to take a
So
turn.
Justin
da-da-da.
Daly was
So
the
I'm like,
one.
alright, I'm like, go, alright, sell it, whatever.
You.
You know what
I
I'm
was
saying?
like this. I don't have the stomach to allow someone who's invested in us to lose when I could proactively mitigate the
You like to
risk.
play conservatively.
Right. So
But then here's the difference between $100,000 check or $250,000 check.
and he's absolutely right. But to me, at that time of uncertainty, me
You rather
giving
go
you
with the
back
safer choice. And that's
what I told you I was gonna give you back
Yeah.
versus making an excuse
Right.
about my risk
Mm-hmm.
when, you know, you invested in me, you don't know anything about the
Right.
markets. You don't know what's about to happen. But what I do know is people aren't working. When they aren't working, there's no money being made. You know what I'm saying? People are losing jobs. The economy wasn't stable at the time. So I said, you know what, we're gonna sell. We still made money, but you know, significantly less than we had intended. So what that meant for us was investors still got what they wanted, got it early actually, because I sold way faster than we were supposed to. But our margin was significantly less. We might have profited $15,000 on a house when we thought it was probably make 50. You know what I'm saying? But for the face of it and integrity of the company, it was able to be done. You know, at that time we were early on too, had a lot of investors that, you know, had faith in us that were starting on their career too. It's your first year. You threw me your first 15, 20 bands. It's like, you know, I can't stomach that. You know what I'm saying? And because of those decisions, it still work to this day. Shout out Jasmine, that's my dog. She was away in Germany somewhere, wiring it. She pushed the button. And she was like, you know what? I respect that. We paid off early and it's good for it. You know what I'm saying? If I call Jazz anytime, whatever I need, she gonna send it. Like
she was trying to just
like
wait,
hold on, like
hold
you
up,
feel me?
now.
So it's like it's stuff like that though, like that. You have to have like that comfort. Some investors are risky that will risk everything, risk your bread, risk my bread, and then
Sometimes it works out for them.
Yeah, it
feeling
does.
They just have that natural gut feeling.
This
It
would've
tends to
been
work
one of
out.
them.
So it seems like us is a little more on the risky side.
But
So your
also-
method works. Does your method ever work?
Well,
It
and that
works.
is too. If you
It
think
does.
about what you all have been saying too, like there are Spellhouse family, they're friends that are investing in. If it's somebody who's like related to you, guys are probably more like, dang, homie, I already know what you're going through. You gonna give me your bread? You trust me? We're friends. I want to make sure you get your stuff back.
and that's what it was
Our
about.
word
I
is
think
our
that
bond,
also-
basically.
yeah,
That's what
yeah.
it's about. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like whatever we say we're gonna do. we
And then
get
the
it
last
done.
question, because I think Key was gonna go towards it with you, like has going riskier ever like really like paid off?
Yeah.
Is that, look
It
at
has.
us.
It's like, yeah, it
Yeah,
has.
I mean,
You gotta take risks.
You do.
so
You
I
gotta
listened
take
to
risks.
him.
Okay.
In COVID, when we first started, like we had bought in January 28 and 29, we bought 3 houses back to back, like of 2020. Was that 2020 or 2019?
2019.
Whatever that was, 2019. We bought 3 houses back. No, that's 2020 because that's when COVID happened. We bought 3 houses back to back. Boom, was working on them. That's the ones me, him, Clip, JF. The whole AUC was up at that working. You know what I'm saying? And
So real quick, so all of a lot of your relationships are from AEC. That you work with right now.
Fred, like you know,
Right.
we go there first.
It's a real
First.
family.
First.
It's a real family. Y'all
We
know
try to-
that.
So how do you build your relationships outside of them, like, or are they enough to sustain what you're doing right now?
Truthfully, like the AUC is enough. Like we work with them.
Ah,
Like, but we are active between that and the fraternity. Like we travel and we'll go. We make it a point when we go somewhere to network and go to the frat houses and talk to these people.
Okay.
I'm in alumni chapters of Morehouse here. He is too, grad chapters and stuff. So we're able to expand. Granted, are we like, oh, only AUC? No. But that is who typically gravitates towards us first. Like my team of agents are all AUC. You know, and it's like, I like the talent that we have there. We pay for that network, you know, so let's use it and help each other out.
Has there ever been any setbacks working with people you know, or?
Absolutely, to an extent, because it's like that blend between, all right, this is how I feed my family. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't allow certain things to go on, but once you get like a good relationship on it and understand what it is, the expectations is cool. I mean, a lot of times it's conversations. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't let feelings get involved with business.
That conflict management, like compartmentalizing and really making sure like it's business and not personal, that shit can be hard, but it's so important.
It's a
Fine line.
very fine. Once you figure it out, it's good,
Yeah.
right? Because here's the thing too, right? Because we'll get asked to do like either whether it's some advice on real estate stuff like that, or actually somebody asking about a project, us completing a project for 'em, like a construction project or something. We're not doing nothing we're not doing something for nothing, if you get what I'm saying. And a lot of times, not a lot of times, but some of the times you get approached with the people who want like
Yeah.
Like that real, like the hookup is like, bro, I'm already giving you the hookup. Like,
Right.
here, this is the standard.
My
bro.
price
It's
is my
like-
price.
Right. The hookup.
No, for real.
You know
My
what I'm
price is
saying?
my price. That's true.
And then you'll be like, your feelings will get hurt because or like, I'm telling you, I don't necessarily have time to come pull up on your investment property and see what you have going on. I don't have no equity in that. I don't have time to come sit over there and tell you, oh, you need to do this, do that, do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a phone call away. You could call me. But do I have time to physically pull up and come check out your project? No, bro, I don't.
And I know a lot of times people hit y'all up.
That'd be the frustrating part. Like they'll hit us up after the fact, like
Yeah.
after something go wrong, or like they're in a bad situation. Then you'll call. It's almost like you didn't think enough of us to call before you did this. So why you think enough of us to call us now?
When
And don't
shit
try to
hit the
use
fan.
us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that happens a lot. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But it's just like having those conversations and just kind of navigating through it. But ultimately, we've had like really good success with the network, with the people we use, and just developing it and helping grow each other. Because a lot of the times, being young, people don't want to give us the opportunities. People look past us being young and black
Right.
with anything. So we like, if we're in a position of, you know,
You still get tried at this point?
man, what? This deal in New Orleans. This deal in New
This
Orleans.
appraiser tried.
Appraiser
Really?
tried us, the agent tried us, like they really didn't want us to have a deal. The dude was like, when I pulled up, you know me, I'm the same regardless. In the summer, I mean in the winter, I'm probably wear a sweatsuit. I got every color you want, like Taste the Rainbow. And some
Literally.
and you know, I put up jewelry, I'm cool. I don't gotta flex about my degrees, my licenses and stuff. I just pull up, you know. White guy, of course. You know, I walk in, I'm looking at this stuff. He like, are you serious? Like, are you serious? Are you really gonna do this? I'm like,
Basically, like
what?
the heat check, like you really gonna buy this? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like,
If you even have the money for this, like
it was like,
why
off
are
the-
you here?
Did y'all still do business with them?
What?
We buying from bro? What?
Why would
So,
you still do business with them?
here's
They're
why.
trying to like, I'm not about to put no money
I'm not
in your
getting personal.
pocket.
Here's why.
Uh,
When stuff like that happens, I initially was upset. We just coming, we just landed from Detroit in a truck, a black truck. We're like, all right. He called me, he like, yeah, the seller's thinking y'all aren't serious, da 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 da. I'm like, look, bruh, what's the what's the issue? He said, well, you know, a lot of times people that do these type of things present differently. I'm like, well, what?
Wow.
He like, I
That's
guess
so insane.
Like he expected us to come on suit, tie,
or like, you know, khakis and slacks and all that like that.
That ain't
And I'm just like, nah. I'm like, bro, I'm like, what? I'm not a yes man. I'm like, so he's an agent talking to me. I'm like, well,
Wow.
you know, I never said nothing about who I am or what I do. I'm like, well, you know, I own my own brokerage, right? I'm a broker, right? You know what I'm saying? Top producing.
Tell them what the difference is, because some people may not know the difference between a broker and a real estate agent. tell them
So
what to do.
every agent is under a broker. So a broker advises, the broker's responsible, the broker owns the company. The contracts and stuff are written from the brokerage. When a check is paid, the brokerage gets a check and I pay the agent. A broker's the highest level of licensing in real estate.
Right.
So there's no one above me. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I learned all this from that Netflix TV show with all the black women in
Yeah.
Florida. There was
Selling
somebody-
sunset.
Yeah, selling
Selling
sunset.
sunset.
She was
Shout
a
out to
broker,
them.
and there was another broker who was a lawyer.
Ah.
So that's how it goes. So it's like, you know, when he's telling me this, he's seeing me as a young black dude with jewelry on and sweatpants and some sneakers thinking that it's sweet. But I'm like, bro, I'm a broker. Like, you can't even. You know what I'm
And
saying?
outside of that, we real estate tycoons. So it's like you really don't know who you talking to.
Come on.
So
Like-
ultimately, you know, in situations where you get tried, it's like a way to manage it. So
Yeah.
instead of me getting in my feelings,
Emotional.
I'm like, you know what? It's cool. I say, well, I calmly, I was like, you know, I could understand your perspective, but you're miserably wrong. I said, you should probably Google me and then call me back.
Oh my
You know what I'm
God.
saying? And then he did. He did.
did.
He went to my YouTube channel
Oh
and
my
seen a
God.
lot of his good work. You know what I'm saying?
And then he got it
the
together.
articles. He called back, hey man, I'm sorry. You know,
Oh
a lot
my
of
gosh.
people waste our time in this industry. You'll be surprised how much time is being wasted. And da da da. That's why the seller was kind of, you know, whatever. And I was like, hey man, I understand, but every situation is different. You know what I'm saying? I said, honestly, if this deal wasn't a deal, I would have walked away and you would have cost your client a lot of money. I'm not gonna say how much, but a lot.
That comment.
Yeah.
A seven-figure number. You feel what I'm saying? You would have cost your client that because of how you profile me,
Yeah.
not knowing I'm him. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I could grab the whole, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
everything, really. Like, what you want? Like, what?
Yeah.
But
So I got 2 quick questions for y'all. I want y'all to
She
answer
got one.
for me. 2. I got 2.
Jesus.
I got 2. It's quick.
We
It's
got
like more. It's
time.
really an ender for real.
Kiera,
So, what
Kiera, sit
are
up.
like 5 people that y'all should have on your team that you believe?
Hold on.
Like
hold on.
companies
Pete,
always
sit
have.
up. Sit up.
Oh my bad. So companies always have like. Well, I'm gonna just let y'all know before I say it. But what are 5 people you should always have on your team, no matter what you're doing?
Five
Five
people.
people.
5 people, yeah, on your team. Like companies always have an accountant,
Oh yeah.
attorney,
Yeah.
like that type of thing. Like someone with the ideas, and then someone who's more quiet and execute.
So-
I think I may be negative. That's what I was trying to get.
Here we
from
go.
y'all. But who do y'all in y'all specific industries?
this is good.
business?
Oh, for real estate?
No, just like or
For
like
how
just
you
in
found-
just
for
in
our
general.
brand,
Yeah,
our
for y'all,
brand.
for y'all's brand.
All right.
Real quick.
Of course, you gotta have the brains.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta
That's
have
me.
the bread,
Okay.
right? You gotta have content.
That's Clip.
You gotta market that content,
Okay.
Jam.
and then you have to scale.
Oh.
Scale.
So ops.
Is there anyone else on this, or is like just like a
So that's the
solid
main
5
one.
that you need no matter what you do? Even during COVID, when you have to let people go, you're still gonna have those 5
That's
talking,
core.
saying when COVID passes, this is what we need to be doing.
That's cool.
Yeah. I think in our industry we extended a little bit. Like we do have on deck a team of subs, like so electrician. Ours is more than 5 because of what we do.
Okay.
We need electricians on deck,
Okay.
HVAC on deck,
Mhm.
plumbers on deck.
Mhm.
We got architects on
Framers, you
deck.
gotta have all of that.
Framers. We have also from a sense of like management wise, we have property managers. So like we couldn't survive without our people in the network. So we have 2 people that work for us in New Orleans. Tia and Jeremy, shout out to them.
Shout out to
They are my 5th grade classmates, best friends. Like, but they are my family. They run our operation in New Orleans. And you know, we pair together, so it's like a team effort. You know, whatever we need, we look at our network first to go get.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We need mortgage brokers. My little cousin just finished the class. She about to get a license. Home inspectors. You know what I'm saying? I got another cousin who's doing that right now. You feel me? So it's like we have a constant plethora of things that we need, but we look at it like if we can build a team that can fit the needs, then we're gonna do that first before we just go out and venture to support.
That's what's up.
So, you know, that's the essentials: mortgage broker, architect, subcontractors of different trades, property managers, realtors, and then just from a business framework, of course, accounting. We have a team of attorneys for different purposes. We have tax lawyers, business lawyers.
yeah.
That's important.
Yeah, for sure.
I get cursed out with my accountant almost
critical
like
ones.
twice a week.
Yeah, because it just has to make sense. you know?
Okay, so and then one more, and it's kind of an ender, it really is. So we saw you promoting, we saw you when you were painting houses, we see you right here. Where should we see you like in the future, in the long-term future? Where are we
I
gonna see
love
y'all?
this question.
Where are we gonna see y'all?
Y'all gonna see us
TV show Shark Tank?
definitely,
What?
definitely,
That'd
definitely,
be good.
definitely on a TV show.
Y'all
Yeah,
would be
I
good
can
on
see
TV.
it, yeah,
I can see
I
that.
can.
That'd be dope.
But we're
Yeah.
like, kind of like to a point where, I hate to say it, but all these reality shows is cap, is fake. Nobody's
But it
showing.
brings in audiences, it brings in money,
It brings in
it brings in
publicity.
publicity.
It's business.
Like,
I would probably have
look
to
at-
beat
even
Justin
just
up.
like
We
these
have to be
little,
beef
like,
before our show to make
even
sense.
like Love is
Man,
Blind, you
Justin,
see
man.
these
Yeah.
regular ass people with like Instagram just regular, 20 people like it, and then next thing you know, they're on this TV show and they got brand deals, $400,000
that's where the
brand
money
deals
come in.
now off of it,
Brand
regular
deals.
Yeah.
But I
off of this
think-
reality show.
Yeah.
But to us, there again, when you say early in the conversation, what's
I
cap and
definitely
what's
want
not.
to do.
So, for example, right? I'm not even gonna say a show, but for an example, it's nowhere ever that an attorney and 4 other agents are at a random mansion on the same day and time doing the showing. It don't even work like that. If I schedule a showing,
Yeah.
you can't schedule a showing. You
Yeah.
feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But on TV, it looks like, oh, they just all magically created this beautiful mansion.
And who the hell is actually selling mansions out here like
I mean,
that?
yeah, you have to make it a little more
That's what I'm
dramatic,
saying.
of course.
It's
You have to
all
make it a little
cap.
more
We all end up in
dramatic,
the
yeah.
same mall, the same restaurant. It's just cap, bro. Like, it don't work like that. And they're not showing the real sides of the struggles of the process.
Yeah, make it
How you
dramatic.
get pre-approved, what actually goes into these houses. Even with, like, they show the Property Brothers, right? they show more than typical, but not really. They don't show the acquisition. They don't show how much it actually costs to grab this house. What does that look like? How does that?
How they run their comps?
Yeah, like we want to.
How do they know is this is actually a good deal?
The average person, like when you watch our show, whenever that comes out, actually you will be knowledgeable enough to know how to go do it from the lending standpoint to writing the deals and stuff like that. Like that's what we want. We want to show the real. So
We want to bring the knowledge to the community.
I can see y'all
That's what we
doing
wanna
a
do.
reality show and then doing your own spin on it. Have your own production. Say this is what I want to avoid.
Production is really important though, because production then defines how the show, like the villain of the show, like how you want it to show to the people. If you guys had your own producer,
Like you're gonna put a different spin on it.
And honestly, we be going back and forth about it. Like a lot of the times, we be kind of like under the wraps, like our work speak for itself. We don't really gotta put it out there like that. But I realize like with a lot of the stuff we're doing, people seeing is believing.
I'm big with content.
So
I'm a
like,
visual. I need to see it.
Right,
I need to
and
see it.
to his point, we do land a lot of big contracts, a lot of big deals.
And the first thing they mention is, oh, I saw this video,
On
I saw that
YouTube.
video, I saw this, so I saw that. Like,
It's
I
the
love
best
this.
People need to see
credibility.
representation.
Yeah.
It makes a difference.
But I'm like, man, we've done so much more stuff that we don't put out
Yeah.
just for certain
People all
reasons.
about
Man.
action.
You know, certain things we don't gotta post. We don't gotta
Yeah.
post
Yeah,
everything.
right. And I
Like, we
respect
do
that.
a lot of deals, but I don't want to put too much in front of
Yeah.
people's face, and that's why I be telling them too, because it's like I want to stay humble. I want to, you know what I'm saying? I like the sacrifice that I'm in because I know later on, right? Maybe 5 years, so I'll be retired, chilling, doing whatever I want
On a
to
beach.
do. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Right?
I give myself
Because
30.
he'll be 30. I'll be how old I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm in entertainment, so you don't know how old I am. But you know, about 5 years from now, definitely see myself just like enjoying life and doing what I love doing, which is real estate, entertainment, and content. Content creation.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
It is.
Y'all, this was so fun. And then
Yeah.
Cliff is telling me now what we need to do. So, thank you both so much for coming. We're gonna
Thank
have to
you for
have
having
y'all.
me.
I feel we hope you all learned a lot today because we certainly did, right, Key?
Yeah, definitely.
Learned a lot. We had a lot of fun
Actually,
doing
I
it.
did.
So make sure you catch the Property Bros YouTube, Instagram,
Yeah.
both. Do y'all want to say your IG handles real quick?
Yeah, so mine is at JLee the Realtor, JLEE the Realtor. Also, you can follow the Brokerage if you're looking for a home. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna rent too, we got that too. That's Fleur de Lis Realty. That's FLEURDELEE Realty.
Okay. Yeah, we might have to put that at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
Right there. So.
All right. So Austin, where can we find you at?
So basically, I'm on YouTube, Instagram. I got a Twitter, but I don't.
Yeah. What's
get
your
on there.
What's your IG name?
The Real High Def?
Spell it.
Like
TheRealHiDef.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Where you find
AKA
it?
Ghost from Power.
No, we're not saying that. Okay. Well, thank you both again.
Yeah,
Thank you for
thank
watching.
y'all.
And until next time, y'all go out there and go buy a house with them. Bye,
If
y'all.
you don't, it's beef.
Yo, Dose. You are now tuned into the Milk and Honey Podcast.
All the money in the world couldn't even amount to a teaspoon of honey when it melt your mouth.